Hey everybody, this is Okami the Blue Wolf, and I am back with Life is Strange, but this is going to be a little bit different. Rather than playing the game, I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about a theory that I had. And I am aware that maybe... hold on a moment, guys. I am very much aware that maybe, you know... it might not be the right answer, but I do have a theory though that I think makes sense. But then again, I haven't completed the game. So, as we all know, Before the Storm isn't complete yet. It only has 2 out of 3 episodes. And I don't know if you've been following my channel before, but I have only made it to the end of episode 3 of the original Life is Strange. But what I want to talk about though is the powers, because something doesn't seem right. So, as we know from back in the original Overwatch, or not Overwatch, in the original Life is Strange game, we play as Max, we run into Chloe, and we find out that Max has powers when Chloe died. Now, there was something that kind of threw me off when I started, at least in the first episode of Before the Storm. So, from what we could tell, Max was the first person to have superpowers, but I don't think that was the case. You see, from something that I said at the end of the last Before the Storm gameplay, I think Rachel also has powers. Now, I talked to my good friend Kuma the Wise about this, and he and I kind of have a similar theory. You see, he says that Chloe is a magnet, so
hey,
Chloe is able to
out.
attract people who have superpowers.
What?
And I don't know, I mean, I guess that could be a theory. However, here's my theory. My theory is that Chloe is the one with the superpowers. I mean, think about it. Max had no superpowers before she ran into Chloe. And then, what we saw at the end of the last episode of Storm, the first episode,
Great. It's a pile of
Rachel
trash.
got mad and she screamed.
Yeah.
And it caused this huge gust of
Let's
wind.
explore. You have fun, Chloe.
That's a superpower. Like, I don't know if it's as helpful as Max's, but I mean, it's a superpower.
What's her deal?
So it could be, also since this does take place years before the original game, that maybe, just maybe, that it's just showing that she's starting to get powers. I mean, yeah, woo, you can control wind, but I mean, hey, you have powers.
Chloe,
You
really
could do
like some space
something. You could do something that I can guarantee that most of the world can never do.
Okay.
And then also the whole thing with Max.
No.
So,
I thought we were having a great day together. Why are you acting like this all of a
okay,
sudden?
hold on, let's
I'm
back
not
up a little bit.
acting like anything.
So,
I just want to be left alone right
I
now.
mentioned this before, but the games seem to talk, like, have like a theme.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
I know I'm not
the
the
first
easiest
game
person to
was
be
the
around.
butterfly
I don't
effect.
exactly have tons of
and
experience.
then this
with
one
the whole
obviously has something to
friendship
do
thing.
with the Raven.
Not everything revolves
And I mentioned
around
before
you,
that
Chloe.
Ravens were
I
basically
didn't say it
bad
did.
news. Like,
I'm
you do
just
not want to be
saying,
Ravens.
I understand.
And one thing that I noticed,
You really don't.
even in the first game, was that one of, like, Rachel's, like, defining features
Okay, I still have no
is the
idea
feather
what's
in her
going on
hair.
with Rachel, but apparently she gets smashy when she's angry.
Now, like, you could take it as, like, oh, yeah,
can
like,
work with
Raven, or, Rachel's the Raven. But then also you could think of it in another way.
Sure.
Now, Chloe has referred to Rachel as an angel. And that makes sense because Rachel literally saved her life first episode. So, I mean, yeah, I can get that.
If you really
Now,
want to smash
according
something,
to some
this should do the
mythologies,
trick.
angels actually weren't what you think that they are. In a lot of Western cultures, we think of angels as like guardians or like saviors and stuff like that. You know, like the, oh, hush, my child, you do not need fear, for your father has sent me, and I shall bring you to him. No, we're talking about angels that are actually seen as
with
demons.
the DA daddy and the
And
perfect
these
grades
demons
and all the
are
perfect
able to
little
control
Victoria chases
elements.
kissing your perfect ass.
That's
but
right.
seriously,
And
fuck you.
correct me if I'm wrong,
Great.
but according to my knowledge
leaving.
of Avatar,
See you
The
around,
Last Airbender,
You can't leave. Watch me.
air is an element.
Rachel, wait. Don't go.
So, yeah, I mean, and then also, the whole thing with wind.
Why not?
There's this one phrase that actually makes sense in this
Because-
game, and that's the wind
Because
of,
I don't want to ruin this the way I
the wind
ruined
of change.
everything else in my life.
So wherever the wind blows, that's where you go.
And
Whatever
what is
happens. Yeah, it's
mean-
pretty.
Fuck. Are you actually going to make me
So
say
anyway,
it?
that explains Rachel.
Say what?
However,
Exactly.
what
You
about
know,
Max?
like,
Where does
a
time
friendship.
fit into this?
but,
So let's
More.
step back for a moment.
ah,
Rachel went missing. Once again, I do not know what happened to Rachel,
right?
so if you guys are gonna leave
It's just-
comments in
today
the
was
bottom,
the best day
please
I've had since
remember, like,
my dad died.
I haven't finished the game
and
yet.
when I almost ruined
Anyway,
it just now,
so
the way I ruin everything,
Rachel goes
it
missing.
made me realize
Chloe is basically having a midlife crisis
whatever's
Ends
going
up
on between
almost
us
getting
is
shot.
special.
and ends up dying,
Come on, say something.
or at least like
Chloe,
was supposed to die
sorry.
before Max stepped in.
I'm really,
So where does
really
time
sorry.
come in?
but
Yeah, you could say that, like, maybe Max just wanted to go back in time so that she could try to stop it. But I mean, if you look back at Life is Strange,
even though I won't,
most of the choices that you make in Life is Strange,
why not?
you don't want to go
Because
back.
I
mean,
can't.
like, yeah, there are a
I
few
know it
times,
isn't
yeah,
fair.
you kind of want to go back.
But it's how it is.
But it's not necessary to go back. So then where does time come in? So,
Goodbye, Chloe.
one thing that we always seem to forget is that Max was friends with Chloe even before this game. She was her friend from her childhood. They probably knew each other when they were, like, toddlers. They don't exactly explain how they meet, but they were best friends. And then Max left. So maybe in Chloe's final moments, she was thinking of Max and wishing she could go back in time
Fuck
where
this.
everything made sense. Or you could think of it as another way. If you look at what happened back when Chloe gets shot for the first time, Max runs around the corner and throws out her hand to try to stop her. So maybe Max was the last thing that Chloe saw, and because of that ended up giving her powers. I know it's kind of a stretch, but that's kind of like what my theory is, and that explains why... Oh shit, I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. And that explains why everything just seems kind of out of place. If you really don't stop and think about it, it's something really hard to miss. But I just think that that's my theory. So I think that it wasn't so much Max and Rachel that have superpowers. I think it's Chloe who has the superpowers. Because they both deal with Chloe. Chloe is literally the center of the entire Life is Strange game. Like, it just doesn't make sense if it's, you know. So this whole time, we were thinking that Max was the main character. And I've heard a lot of stuff already that, oh no, Chloe's the main character, blah blah blah. But no. There is definitely more to what is going on here. And
You know she's
Chloe
fake.
is
You
definitely at
can't
the center
take your
of it.
eyes off
Now,
her.
I don't know what the rest
Who
of
else
the
do
game
I
is
know
going to
who
bring.
fits that description?
who knows? Maybe there's something
Fuck
else.
off, Rachel.
Oh, and then another thing is that my friend Kuma was saying was that the woman at the end of the first
If you
episode
want to rip a family apart
actually
from the
represents
inside,
something
it's important to bring the
else.
proper tools.
So the way that she was just sitting in the fire and laughing,
Fuck
he
you,
wants to
David.
say, like, he said that maybe she is the devil. So like the devil incarnate. Or basically, like, you know the phrase, like, making a deal with the devil. So like maybe something happens. Or like maybe, like, for example, maybe that she saw Rachel set the fire and is going to use that as like a leverage of some sort. So
Never
like,
understood your hard-on for
oh,
cameras, Max.
I'm dating your
You took a
dad,
million
who's the
pictures of us,
DA,
and not one of them showed
and
that
I
you were
saw
gonna
that
leave
you're the
when I
one who
needed
set
you
the
most.
fire. So tell you what, you guys do this for me,
Fuck cameras.
and I won't tell him. So like, she's basically a demon, is what my friend was saying. Which I guess also makes a lot of sense. So it's kind of hard to tell with a game like this, because you think it's going to end up being just a normal game because as far as you can tell, Chloe has no powers. But like I just stated, that's obviously not true because of everything that's happening around her. So what if she is the chaos theory? Yeah, that's right. So the chaos theory was brought up in the first game. We haven't seen anything about it, but I mean, if you think about it, this seems to be pretty chaotic. I mean, oh man. So yeah, that's my theory. I hope you guys like it. If you guys have your own theory, go ahead, feel free to leave a comment. So I might end up doing another theory after I finish the games. It's just that's honestly what my theory is right now. So anyway, thank you for watching this, and I hope you all have a nice day. Well, Okami, signing out.